Whoa. Whoa. It's the, wait. Whoa. Whoa. It's the illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. We're changing it up on Friday nights. Back by popular demand is the sober streams, dude. We're gonna do a sober stream tonight. I think we're gonna, instead of sober Wednesdays, we're gonna do sober Friday nights. Sober Friday nights. And so we're gonna plug in. This one's a little off kilter. So I normally have a commitment on Friday nights down at an AA meeting, but I'm the coffee guy. But I've been on time now for 8 months. 8 months I'm there on time. 8 months I've been sitting in my car early. And I'm like one of those like this is sober talk right now. So I last and it's just getting later and later. Like, I'm a firm believer that you should be on time, especially when you have a commitment or an obligation or an appointment or whatever it is. So the meeting starts at 7. I'm supposed to be there at 6:30 to set up the coffee, dude. So I'm there at 6:30. I got stuff going on. I got children and this and that, and I got stuff going on, animals. But I'm usually sitting in my car waiting for someone to unlock the door, i.e. the secretary. And it used to just be a couple minutes, whatever. So I've been trying to let it go, right? Like let it go. So one of my character defects is I'm super punctual. One of my character defects is I'm super punctual, right? So my punctuality makes me super uptight about other people not being punctual. So I got to work on that like character defect of like me being resentful about other people's inability to show up on time, right? And so I've been working on it. And then so there's a new secretary, like I want to say 2 months ago. 2 months ago, there's a new secretary who's always got someone subbing in, never on time. And then the person they got subbing in, like, what? It's not their fault, right? So I'm one of those. I wait. I've been waiting tonight. I was like, all right. Last week I waited 15 minutes sitting in my car. I bring Owl with me, dude. It's like a whole thing, right? So I'm sitting there. It's 6:45, and I'm like, I made a note, dude. I'm like, I resigned my commitment, man. No one else is showing up on time. I don't want to sit in my car, dude. It's wasting my time. Like I make a full effort to get here on time. Whatever. So right as I'm writing the note, I was like, all right, I'm leaving at 7:40. And I ended up waiting that day to like almost 7:45, 7:50. Cause I was like, all right, man, I'm just not going to react. I'm going to stay. But tonight I pulled in and it was going on like the 5th week in a row where like no one's there to unlock the door. And I'm like, I still had my note from like 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, dude, if no one shows up by 7:40, I'm out, dude. Out, dude. I'm over. So I went and stuck the note on the door, like, dude, I'm out. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And again, it's been interesting over the last couple of weeks as people have been like, where's the sober Wednesdays? Where's the sober Wednesday thing? And I'm like, well, I've been going to meetings and it's just interesting because I like got back and I was like, well, I guess I should start because I'm not going back to the meeting. Like I'm over it, dude. I'm not like it's just one of those things, dude. Like I just don't dig that vibe, dude. Like it's just one of my like giant pet peeves, man. I got a lot of them, but my one thing that like makes the world operate on a smoother level is being on time, dude. And I'm not even like bummed on the dude who's been filling in. It's not his fault. But if you're going to be the secretary of a meeting or have a major commitment, like you sign up for an obligation to be there, dude. Like, sorry, like you're little like I'm going on vacation. Like, well, you're secretary of a meeting, dude. Then you're a sober guy. Like, I don't know, dude. I just that's why I don't like commitments because if you're gonna have a commitment, you got to take it seriously, right? So I take it seriously, dude. I get there on time. I'm like, I do my deal, dude. But I don't believe in being a doormat. In my sobriety, I don't have to be a doormat, dude. And again, it's like you could get into the thing of like, well, that's the thing. Like, I can't make the coffee sitting in my car, right? So why am I there on it's that thing. It's just finally where I was like, I'm putting my foot down, dude. I'm out, dude. So if I'm gonna be out, I might as well do this instead to make up because like I am an alcoholic. So I do have to be of service and maybe like this is a better way to be of service, dude. Right. I don't know, dude. A lot of people said that sober streams have helped over the last couple of years. And I did just kind of drop them because I had to go like do some sobriety for myself. But like on a certain level, like one of the things that I've gotten out of sobriety is I value myself. I don't know if this makes any sense. Is like when you decide to get sober, half the reason you're getting sober is you don't value yourself anymore. You've reached a bottom. You don't feel good about yourself. You don't feel good about the world around you. You don't feel good about anything, dude. You've just made a mess of stuff. So like one of the gifts I got in sobriety is I value myself. And if anybody wants to look under my hood, like I already do it. So I already know I'm crazy and cuckoo, but I'm also like one of those things of like, I value myself enough not to like stand for being disregarded. And that's what it is. I know I'm taking it a little bit personally about the showing up and unlocking the door for the coffee commitment. But then again, like as an AAer, like my job is to be there on time for the newcomer, right? So how are you? So if no one's there to unlock the door, I can't get in there to make the coffee for the newcomer anyhow. So it's that thing where like I might as well be the chip dude or not having a commitment at all, dude. Like surf season's coming, dude. I got places to be on a Friday night. You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, I'm slightly resentful about it, as you can tell. So I'm letting it go. Resentment's the number one offender, right? So I don't really remember how these sober streams work. I think I read chapter 5 from the big. Let me read some comments. We're going to end at 8:00. I'm going to get this thing going on at 7s, dude. Hey, what's going on? Let's say hello to everyone. All right, we got Orange County. We got 45 people here on a Friday night for a sober Friday night. So fantastic. And if you're drinking and smoking, that's fine too, dude. You're not required to be sober to hang out here tonight, dude. We got Trump Tard 24 here. Nice. Reed, hello from the East Coast. Kaviki, Oz, bummed after a breakup tonight. Okay, dude, bummed out after a break. Dude, just smell the leather, man. Just go watch the Smell the Leather video, dude. Heck yeah, dude, from Orangutan, Ryan Lyon. She is wasting your time, dude. I think Ryan is talking to the breakup person. Be strong, love yourself, respect, and Oz. Always, yep, you're going to get advice, Oz. Yeah. Links down below. Stay strong, Oz, dude. Links down below, dude. We made 100,000 spread the message. There you go. Not a character defect, man. It's called respect. You did the right thing, Mikey 22. Well, I guess what I was getting in is the character defect isn't my punctuality. It's my response to other people's tardiness, right? Is my, like, I view. So again, you can get into the proper etiquette and why it's like, look, the thing I try to teach my son is if you're on time, you're late. Being on time is being 5 minutes early in my book. Like, I truly believe that's how you're supposed to operate. And well, I wasn't this way all the time. It's a skill I developed at a certain point in my life. You know what I will say from a perspective, the number one thing that's gotten me ahead in the working world is punctuality. Nothing has done more to advance my ability to earn an income or make more money than being on time. And I know that sounds weird because I'm pretty flaky about these when I show up on YouTube and stuff. But when I was doing the Sober Wednesday at 6:30, man, I was always there, dude. So unless something came up. But what I can tell you about life is this: if you want to get ahead in the world, the number one thing you can do to get ahead in the world is be on time, which means 5 minutes early, dude. And the mentality comes with it is this, right? Being on time means that you leave early enough, assuming's a terrible word, makes an ass out of you and me. Being on time is a whole mindset where, like, you take into consideration all the components in your life, and then you actually account for things going wrong en route, dude. And you know where I really learned this? I had a VW bus when I had a VW bus, a 1969 Combine VW bus. And I remember when I went and bought it from the dude, the guy's like, plan on leaving 15 minutes early and being 15 minutes late for whatever you're doing, dude. And I think the VW bus kind of taught me that, like, just assume things are going to assume again. Just figure things are going to go wrong, dude, right? Like, how often have you gotten in the car where you're like, oh, good thing I'm leaving early. I don't have enough gas, or like, oh, I forgot that in the house. Like, so I'm already out the door 15 minutes earlier than I need to leave just to take care of whatever might come my way. And I think that's just me. Like, I did that stuff loaded, drunk out of my mind, smoking weed. Like, I was always on time. Like, that's how I was able to maintain my job loaded, dude, was I was on time. But what I'm getting at is, are you going to do some geometry, Al? I'm super mad at Al. We're not talking right now. That's another story, but he's in here doing his geometry. We'll work it out before bedtime. Maybe. Now he's like working things out over and over again. Well, maybe you ought to, like. Can I just find my farm partners? Because you don't like working things out over and over again. Maybe stop doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. This protractor's not big enough. No, it's big enough. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. Let me bring it over here. Let me show you, dude. Just a second. Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. Do you see it? Like, as long as the lines go through the numbers, you're good to go. All right. So it's this thing where being on time is not the problem, the character defect. The character defect is my response when other people aren't on time. And I'm a notorious dude. Like, this is something I've worked on over the last 14 years. For the last 14 years, right? Prior, if you were late, I'm gone. Like, no wiggle room. 5 minutes max. That's all I'm waiting, dude. If you're not there on time, I'm gone. Dude, I've walked out of crazy jobs and all sorts of stuff. Like, there's that crazy video, dude, like 8 years ago where I walked on that dude who was a half an hour late. I'm like, I'm not working for you, dude. But what do you mean, dude? Like, I'd rather not work and be broke for Christmas than work for a dude who doesn't respect me enough to show up on time. So I have a real issue with other people not being on time. But me being a dick about it or uptight or it ruining my own perspective is the character defects, because it makes me super twitch out. Like, so one of the things that like Al, what is one of the things that I've instilled in you is always to show up and always be on time, right?
Yeah, like with the baseball games, the soccer.
Did you ever miss a practice?
Nope, nor did I miss a game.
Were you always on time to practice and games and everything?
Yeah, sometimes I was even early.
You heard it there first. So it's a lifestyle, right? So
and even in like drums, the lesson starts at like 11:15 Wednesday, and then I'm like there like sometimes like 11:11 or like 11:10 or something.
Yeah, we're always a little early. We're always sitting in the car, aren't we? Yeah. So that's my thing. But again, is it took 8 months for me to finally be like, I can't do this anymore. Because I would just sit in the car and like stoom and be like, all right, dude, like serenity now, dude, like, you know what I mean? I would sit in the car and work on myself and be like, all right, dude, you got to let it go, dude. You're being of service. It's, hey, dude, like, don't. So I'm having this dialogue going on in my head, dude, right? And I'm working through it. And tonight I sat there and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of having this dialogue going on in my head. I'm out, dude. And of course, I'm the bad guy, dude. Like the rest of the world. Where are you, dude? I go, I left a note, dude. I left a note on the door, dude, telling you exactly why I'm not there, why I'm giving up my commitment, and I'm moving on, dude. So it's that thing is that's where I'm coming out with it is a character defect. It's the job walk off Wednesday was a good video, dude. Totally, dude. I'm the king of that stuff, dude. Because that's the weird thing, and I will walk at any given moment, man. I don't like it, I'm out. I've gotten a lot better at it because most of my pre-sobriety reasons for walking were because I was crazy, dude. But as I've been sober, I appreciate my time. I appreciate who I am. I go, I'm living by a program of thorough honesty. I'm doing my very best to be like there. So yeah. So that's how do you measure success, dude? Your ability to enjoy the moment, dude. That's it, man. Like, so I mean, sober Wednesday, right? So if sober Friday, right? So if we're here, like, how do you measure? Like, there's like lately, I'll go out and I'll feed the cows with my cup of coffee, and I'll sit on the hay bale, and I'll watch the cows eating their hay, right? And the sun will be coming up, and the goats will be eating their stuff, and the birds will be
barking,
and I'll be running around with the dog, and I'll sit there, and I'll see the success. And I can sit out there and be unsuccessful at the same time. If you listen to one of my podcasts, because I do exclusive podcasts, links down below. I made a podcast sitting in that exact same spot, but unsuccessful, right? Al and I had a big blowout on the mountain, dude, and we'd failed. And so success, I think, has to do with the contentment. And I don't think it has anything to do with finances. I don't think it has anything to do with people around you or anything. It has to do with your ability to like be present with it. And sometimes the greatest, like, look, I'll say that one of the great successes I had was overcoming the fire and the separation and the potential divorce back in 2018, 19. Like, that was success, dude, was my ability to overcome utter failure, dude, right? To own it, dude, to own it completely and be willing to not blame other people for it and change who I was. So I think success is one of those things where it's an internal thing. Like sometimes success has been financial, dude. There has definitely been financial like moments of like, oh, success. Like I felt like when I sold these pieces of art, the Mountains Don't Care art in my own custom frames, and I put it up on Etsy and it sold in 24 hours for like $500 or something. Like I felt super successful. Right? When that lady came in from the art gallery when I was in Malibu back in 2011, and she came in and looked at my art and I could have fluffed her, but I told her the truth and she walked. I felt super successful. It was the exact opposite. I lost a career probably, but I didn't lie. So I think success is, if when you get it on a sober perspective, is it's different things. The success is battling through all the ups and downs of a family, you know, and overcoming every time you wanted to be like, I'm out, dude, or this or that. Like Owl and I had a full, like Owl failed today, dude. I've been super mad at him all day long. The success will come when we sit down and we overcome the obstacle, dude. The battle with the rooster is not over. We thought it was, dude. But success is today I did my very first tiling thing in the bunkhouse and I pulled it off. I felt successful about it. I didn't know what I was doing. I watched some videos. I had a phone number I could call. Josh, who's on the channel here, is a professional tile guy. I got numbers to call. But I was ready. I got in there. I mixed my thin set to liquidy. I got it on. I saw it was going to droop. I just sat with it for like an hour till it firmed up and got my stuff on there. It looks good. If it stays on there tomorrow, it'd be a win, not just a success. So I think when you get into like what is success is it can be fleeting and changing. You know, like there's moments like I don't feel successful. Like I sometimes like I think this medium, especially because I've been on it so long and just like, yeah, like there was a win. I don't know. Like I missed a boat somewhere, but we're doing our own thing. So success, I'll get an email that proves to me it's successful. But sometimes I look at it through the wrong set of eyes and I feel very unsuccessful doing this. So it's a subjective thing. I think it's a contentment, right? I think that's what we learn in being sober is that we ceased fighting everything, right? Like we were able to be content in the bad as well as the good. Like that was something I couldn't do when I was loaded. When I was loaded, success wasn't even achievable. It didn't matter what was going on. Like because even if something good happened, I used to tell you the story, right? Like I used to drive around with a manuscript that literally was fortune telling because it could all be about like the last 5 years. But I used to drive around with this manuscript in the front seat of my car in an envelope to a publisher. And I would never send it. It would just sit there on the front seat. And I was super conscious of it. I was like, if I send this thing in and they publish the book and I get the check, what am I going to do, dude? I'll probably die, dude, from drinking and drugging. I wouldn't know what to do with it. So I never sent it in because I was like at that time in my life, like even being successful would have been a failure if you get what I'm pulling at. Like it's something inside of you, dude, because we see plenty of people like, you know, growing up in Malibu and living in Malibu with all these people. It's definitely not what you have or who you know or what you do that makes you successful. It is being able to just stand where you are and appreciate it and know that it's good. And sometimes the reason it's good is because it's bad. It's, you know, it's learning to love the suck, dude. So yeah, I mean, I think about some of those people I know who have every movie stars, dude. Movie stars, dude, who got all the stuff, the access and the whole thing. And if you went and looked on it, you would know that I was paparazzi'd with a couple of them, dude. And those dudes that I'm with, I will tell you, they are as unsuccessful could be because they got all the stuff. They got the women, the vehicles, the vacations, the success, the fame, the notoriety, the house, the access, the bank account. And they still got me babysitting them. And I got nothing at the time. I got nothing but a fancy V-neck sweater and a good attitude, right? So that's the thing is it's the is AA online is effective. If you want it to be, look, I'll tell you the secret. You did it? All right. Dude, just slaying some geometry on me, dude. All right. This is you sweating me. I know what you're doing. Yeah, you are, dude. You went and did this just to prove a point.
But I'm not stupid.
Well, I know you're not stupid, dude.
Well, you asked me, you told me not to do anything.
Oh, when I was gone.
To do anything stupid, like I burned down the house, I got a
So
pile
what
of
are you yelling at?
matches.
No. Well, that's a standard thing. Like, as a dad to leave you at home, like what, the second time ever by yourself, I got to be like, hey, don't do this.
Why would I cook stuff? I don't even know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Because, dude, it's like something like that I'm responsible to like say, dude. It's like a big deal to like let you be at home.
What do you think I'm gonna break one of your frames?
No, I wouldn't even care that.
Well, what did you think I would do?
Hurt yourself. And I don't mean that in a dumb way. Like climbing up, climbing up on something, right? Let's say you climbed up to get one of your things out of the cabinets, right? And you climbed up on the stool, right? Remember I said don't climb up on anything because you could fall and you could hurt yourself. And I'm not here to help you, dude, right? It's more like that. It's not I'm worried about the thing. I'm worried about like the accident that happens. And then I'm not here because I was going to be gone for like an hour and a half, right? And so it's like, don't do anything stupid. It's not implying that you're stupid. It's just we're humans. We do stupid stuff constantly, dude. Like I smashed my finger today, dude, like fixing the fences for the cows. Dude, I had the cow out on the road today, dude. Like that's like because I didn't fix that one fence thing. So that's me doing something stupid, right? It's not it's not about intelligence. It's about making mistakes. And the mistakes we usually make are because we're doing something stupid, i.e. not paying attention, doing something that we shouldn't be doing, all of these things. So no, did I think that you were intellectual on? I saw you sneaking around.
I was trying to grab some high cheese and thing I didn't find him. Whenever I went up there, there was a rag on the thing. I stepped on the rag and I almost slipped.
That's what I'm talking about. That's doing something stupid.
What a stroke of luck.
What a stroke of luck. Yes.
Right, now, no, that's all I am talking.
Now scram and we'll have a talk about today's.
No, I'm doing multiplication.
All right, do your thing. And then we'll
by the way.
Yes, dude.
You know, I was saying a stroke of luck before was because he came back early.
Oh, you were stoked?
No, I was just kind of bummed that there's like nobody.
Oh, I know. Well, I gave you some time to think about yourself. Okay, so.
But luckily, I have some
So getting back to this thing, right? Is yeah, man. It's very much like a level of perception, right? Because yeah, do whatever you're gonna do over there in your multiplication, dude. Look, where's the promises? Promises are in here somewhere, dude. Okay. Look, this is the key to it all, man. If we were painstaking about this phase of our, this is the promises on page 83. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, we'll be amazed before we're halfway through. We're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. We will comprehend the word serenity and we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. The feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and economic insecurity will leave us. We'll intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We'll suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Right? So it's all of that right there. You know, it's a lot, dude. It's a definite super duper balance. And the one thing I know for sure is that the balance of trying to figure it all out and do all this stuff is profoundly easier without drugs and alcohol, like profoundly, like, and it's insane how difficult life was. And I look at like life right now. It's insane, dude. Right. But every step of sobriety, look on a thing is, where is it, dude? I have a book, right? This like book right here that I got to keep track all the financial aspects of our life, my family's life, the whole thing. When I got sober, dude, I owed nothing. I had nothing, dude. Like when I got sober, I owed nothing, had nothing. I was one of those weirdo people that was like, I was busy being loaded and I was super aware that I was incapable of dealing with life's trivial matters, i.e. paying bills and having responsibilities. So I just didn't have any, dude. Like up until I'm about to have Owl, I'd never had a credit card my entire life, dude. Never borrowed money in my entire life, never owed, never had credit, none of it, dude. Zero. I was even, dude. I remember when the big financial crash happened in 2008. People were like, "Oh, I lost some." I didn't lose a cent. Like I didn't have a cent to lose, but so like I gained. Like I was one of those people. Like it didn't affect me because I was neutral. So here I am. I look at it like what, almost 14 years of sobriety later. Yeah, I got endless health insurance. I was on the phone for an hour today with my auto insurance people, just moving stuff around. It's like this nonstop thing. Like, so yeah, I couldn't like, life was crazy and chaotic, loaded, and there was nothing going on. There was just a dude bouncing around, showing up for work, building houses, and trying to like surf and skate and not get in trouble. And it was out of control, dude. Out of control. Drink all of the stuff, right? Completely out of control. Nothing. I had nothing going on, dude. Just show up to work, do work. Didn't have any bills, dude. Didn't have like, the whole thing. And then I get sober. Life's totally chaos. But I look at like the chaos I deal with on a given basis, on a daily, dude. I couldn't imagine throwing anything in that mix, dude. It's like I was today I was out doing this tile thing. I'm getting all geared up. I got my tile saw out. I'm figuring out how to use it because I got a tile saw, and I was like, okay, dude, like, all right, I'm psyching up. I've been sitting on this one for like months, dude. Like, I got to get in there. Like, it's, I got like $1,000 worth of tile, dude. Like, it's one of those things. Like, I blow it, dude. Right. So I gotta ease my way into it. I know how I do these things, right? I got all the tools. I'm all tooled up. I'm ready to go. So I'm getting everything organized. And I look out and I'm looking at the cows, right? I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm looking at him and I go, is that fifth cow? That fifth cow looks like he's on the other side of the fence, dude. She. Well, okay.
One page to check. Right there.
All right. I'm just looking at a couple of them. Yeah, you're killing it on the multiplication. Good for you, dude. Yeah, even number 19. Yeah, dude, you got these big ones going on, dude. Good for you. This one, this is two. That's incorrect.
It is?
It should be, let me see.
Oh, this thing should be a 0.
No, it's fifth. It's the 1 comes down, right? 5 times 0 is 0. You bring the 1 down, right? So it should be 15.
Oh,
it should be 1,000. Yeah. Okay. So fix. You see the mistake you made?
Yeah.
You got to multiply before you add. So you can't stop practicing the math, dude. That's the thing, dude. He does it on his own. I don't even prompt him anymore. He's just sitting here practicing math. Dude. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, right? And I got my thing going on. I look and I'm like, is that cow? What side of the fence is that cow on? And then all of a sudden I whistle or something and the cows come running. And I'm like, dude, Red's on the wrong side of the fence. But Red's not on the wrong side of the fence. Red's on the one side of the fence that the road is at. So I'm like, uh-oh. And I go running down there. I'm like, dude, I don't know how. Like, I hope the cow cooperates, dude. You know, I've only had him like 3 weeks, right? I'm like, is the cow going to cooperate, dude? I'm like running down there like, dude, there's a cow. Like if it sees the stuff to eat on the other side of the road, it could wander out in the road. I have a huge shoulder. And I was like, I'm boogieing down there. I'm like, that's the dirt part we walk on the road. It's called the shoulder. And I'm running down there. And I'm like, oh, I got to open the gate, close the gate. I got gates going on and this. Okay. I'll check it when I'm done. I'm in the middle of talking here. So do some more or not. Okay. Don't bug me, please. I'm doing my Sober Friday, bud. And so whatever, the cow is super friendly. Cow comes right on in, but it was just about to take a step towards crossing the road. Like we live on open range. So like if someone hits the cow, it's on them, dude, but still it's our cow, dude. I get the cow back in, and then next thing you know, I got to go and fix the fence that broke through the fence where this bush was, and does this thing. That's just me like being aware. Like if I had been busy ripping bong hits or drinking a 6-pack or doing all the stupid stuff that people have time to do, I wouldn't have caught the fact that my cow was on the wrong side of the fence, because you couldn't really tell, because it was just a big blur of fur, dude. Like, and it's like way up there. It's like, and I was like, but why am I there? Why am I there? Because Al and I had a big like thing about the rooster battle, and like we got like whatever. So like it's just like the universe put me in the right spot to see that like today of all days is the day. Like normally we go hiking on a Friday. We didn't go hiking today because I had to stick around to make sure the cow didn't wander in the road, dude. So it's that weird thing where like, yeah, when I was loaded, dude, I didn't have any cows to worry about, right? Like, yeah, I got cows and yeah, what's up and this and that. And so, yeah, I think you can base success on how many balls you got up in the air that you're juggling at any given time too. Like on one level, I remember when I got sober, right? Like I had achieved a success in a lifestyle that most people will never achieve. I had a completely, like, remember you see all the people living in their vans and the stuff, the car camping stuff that's all on YouTube now. Dude, I had that stuff dialed back in what, 15 years ago. I had all these places I would camp out with these incredible views, all these locks to these gates all dialed. I had a tight scene. I had my truck dialed with my surfboards and my skateboards. I wasn't paying rent. I was going to work. I was working with all my friends, building houses, surfing and skating and just drinking and smoking weed and just like, yeah, getting loaded, right? to somebody who's in a certain culture, like I'd achieved like a pinnacle of like, whoa, dude, you're doing like people were envious of my lifestyle. They just didn't know that I had that abandoned pool I was caretaking where I would just like skate at my whims. Like I had the voodoo bowl was like a key to it, dude. That was my response, my camping spot. People were like, look at you got a bowl and you the whole thing. And little did they know I used to sit on top of the world at Voodoo Bowl and just be like, this sucks, bro. Like, how am I getting out of this predicament, dude? Right. So yeah, like is my life completely boxed in sometimes where I get claustrophobic with it, where I'm like, oh my God, I just want to go drop everything and rip up to Ocean Beach and go get barreled. Absolutely. 100%, man. So yeah, life's gotten successful because it's full tilt boogie, dude. From the time I open my eyes to the time I go to sleep, dude, boredom. I haven't been bored in 14. I ran into boredom in the early sobriety because I just didn't know what I was talking about, dude. One of the true gifts you get out of sobriety is that word boredom ceases to mean anything at a certain point. Like, yeah, in the beginning, you just don't know what to do with yourself. So you're sitting around like a lot, like hanging out, drinking coffee, just being like, so what do we do, dude? And then life happens. And then you're like, whoa, bro. Like I look back to that like year 3 sobriety and be like, oh, that was sweet, dude. I didn't have a car. I was taking care of my bro, dude, like who needed some, like he had mental health issues. So his parents were like letting me live at his house free. The guy had like that rad house I was living at for free, doing my art, making YouTube videos, dude. I didn't have a car. All my job was to make sure this dude didn't like play with scissors, dude. Right. And, you know, Uncle, the Rooster Roo's dad. Yeah. Anonymity, dude. And anonymity means you don't say their names, but you know, and Uncle. And so yeah, I had nothing going on, dude. I didn't want anything going on. I was just making my art, man. Like I'll look back on that was one of the gifts of sobriety at that like year and a half period where I was like, I'm just gonna go down to Chile for like 2 months and just hang out with. I remember when I got to Chile, dude. I was sitting there by the fire at the hostel I was staying at. I was sitting in these dudes were traveling through, and I was sitting there. I was talking to them. They're like, and you know, I was traveling by myself because that's how I like to travel. And they were like, "Aren't you like lonely?" And I'm like, "No, dude. Like, I'm stoked, bro. Like, down here surfing, dude, on my own trip, dude. Like, I got nobody yanking me around, dude. Do what I want." All right. All right, you got it. You brought it around on the thing. Okay, good for you. All right. You're killing it, dude. You should just skip ahead to the double numbers. Like that's what you really need, dude, now. Because you're already kind of doing it. You need to kind of almost start doing this stuff, dude.
No, that's
all right. You're like 4 pages out, so just keep doing what you're doing, dude. Carry on.
I think I'm done.
Okay, you don't have to anymore. That was all you doing it anyhow, dude. All right. Stop, dude. I'm gonna roast you, dude. Stop it. And
Don't put me on the piano back.
Well, the boredom's like a fake concept, dude. That is a Western induced concept. Like I'll tell you that's what I mean about you figure it out when you're sober. Like there's no such thing as sobriety because even when nothing's going on, you appreciate that nothing's going on. There's like I can't tell you for the last like 2 years, I haven't taken a break. Like, yeah, I've sat down and like taken a break. But what I mean is like, I haven't had a moment where I'm like, so what am I going to do today? That option's gone, dude. I'm longing for one of these days where I wake up here and I'm like, all right, dude, like, what am I going to do today? So I think that like boredom, like you like is because even when you got nothing going on, no plans, no nothing, that's your personal time to be with yourself. That's one of the great gifts I got in early sobriety was I understood that the only reason I would be bored is because I didn't appreciate myself. Like when you learn, hold on. When you become at peace with yourself, when you truly learn to, when you do the work, right? When you do steps 4, 5, 6, 7, when you do all the work on yourself, when you figure out who you are, what makes you tick, if you play your cards right and do it properly, you'll take a period of time where you'll just sit with yourself and just ride the rail with it until you're like, oh, I'm totally cool with myself. Like that was something I couldn't do. That like boredom is a pre-sobriety thought. Like, I'm bored. I'm gonna drink, smoke weed, do this. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, what's going on? Now that I know that I can sit with myself anywhere, anytime, dude, like boredom isn't even a reality. It's not a real concept. It's a fake concept. I'll just tell you that it's a fake concept. It's because you can't just be with yourself, because there's no more entertaining person than you are to yourself. Like when you really get past all of the bullshit you're selling yourself, and even the fact that like you'll sit there and sell yourself bullshit constantly is a fascinating thing. Like sometimes I will, even on my darkest days, and trust me, I have my dark days, I am blown away with the nonsense I will tell myself. And I'll be like, wow, like that's crazy. Next level, dude. So it's very much the it's very much how you choose it to be, dude. You know? After all, this world around us is an extension of our, yeah, the outside world is a reflection of your inner self. The truer statement, man. Look, it very much is that way. It's very, very much so. Yeah, but I would say like one of the things that, like the key to it all is the fourth and fifth step, dude. Made the fearless and searching moral inventory of yourself. Like, dude, step 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Like, dude, when you go down and really take account for what you've been up to in this life, like when you really like dig down on it and you're like, okay, like, yeah, that's me. That's what I'm up to. That's what I've been up to. That's what I've done. And you've taken off all the BS and the lies and the self-deception and the delusion, and you just straight up zeroed in on yourself in the mirror and just been like, yeah, that's who I'm looking at. That guy right there. And then you admitted to a God, to ourselves, and another human being, the exact nature of our wrongs, dude. Once you've admitted it and you're free of it, the world stops being so hectic. I mean, look, it's hectic, right? Whoa, dude, it's hectic, dude. But it's not hectic from a powerless position, right? Like when I see all these people that are like all like caught up with these things, the reason they're caught up into them is because they're powerless over themselves, dude. Like no people in some capital city are any crazier than I am, dude. They're not doing anything crazier than I'm doing to myself. So the minute I realized that, like, oh, it's an inside job. Like, yeah, they're in the capital cities doing whatever they do in capital cities, but I don't have to go there anymore. I'm not powerless. I can affect my own change, dude. So that's where I think that when you get rid of the baggage that you're carrying around and you become at peace with it, like, look, all the dumb stuff I've done my entire life, dude, it was funny. I had the other night, I was like, I don't know if I was like half sleeping or one of those things where I was kind of up early and I was just still asleep. But I was trying to think of like all the dumb stuff I did in a certain period. And I got some dumb stuff, dude. I was thinking about dumb stuff in high school. And I was like trying to get it all out on the plate, like the drinking and driving and the throwing rocks and just all the stupid stuff we had done, man. Ah, and I was like, oh, dude, like the dumb stuff that you do as a teenager back in the 80s was so close to just life-altering failure. And I was thinking, remember those dumb kids who pushed the log off the canyon and it fell on that lady's head and they killed her, dude? Like, just you're just dumb, dude. Like, I think that like the weird world we live in now, I don't know if the kids they're a different kind of dumb, dude. But we were like that, like wild in the streets, dumb, dude. Just like running amok, dude, sneaking out of the house, dumb, dude. Like just doing dumb stuff, dude, egging cars. And so I had this night where I was just thinking about all that teenage stupidity. And I was like, ooh, dude, making me sweat a little bit. Like, oh, dude, good thing nothing bad happened. Good thing nothing bad happened, man. Different times, dude. So yeah, dude, it's that thing of yeah, it's gnarly, man. So, but when you're free of it, like I wasn't like, I think if I'd been back in the day loaded, I would have looked at that. I would have not wanted to look like, oh, don't think about that stuff. The other morning, I was just like, let's look at it. Like, what else were we up to? I mean, there was dumb stuff I wouldn't even like. I'm like, well, I don't even want to, wouldn't even like, dude, whoa, that was stupid, dude. Like, stupid. Stupid. Lucky people aren't dead, stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's the weird thing with being a human being is like, we go through that whole period of our life where we do such stupid stuff. And, you know, I don't know what it's like to be like a teenager nowadays. Maybe they don't do. Maybe it's so weird now they don't do that. I mean, the keggers. I remember we used to meet up at the 7-Eleven. All you needed was $3, man. You'd go crazy in like 1985, dude. Keggers and big caravans of cars driving around, drinking and driving, dude. Just like madness, dude. I don't even know how like we all pulled it off, dude. I don't know, dude. Gnarly, dude. But you know, you don't shut the door on the past. You use it, dude. So yeah, man, it's I don't even know if it was divine. It's not even divine intervention. It was just standard. Like I don't know, man. That's where these new generations have no idea what they're missing out on, dude. Like we didn't have any of this dumb technology, dude. We used to do this thing. I'll tell you one little story on the way out the door here. We used to do this thing called ringing the gong, dude. We would go up to this place in the mountains when there was like a community up there. It was pretty rural. We'd go up and ring the gong, dude. And what it was is we would drive up and there was this big giant like water tank. And it wasn't like one of the ones that it was on the side. It was like a huge water tank on the side, and it was empty for a couple seasons, right? I don't know, it was drought or whatever it was. So our big thing was we used to get just super stoned and loaded, and like in the middle of the night, we'd like, let's go ring the gong, dude. And we go up there, and we had this big pipe hidden up in the trees, dude. And we used to go up there and bang on the side of this water drum, dude, like giant, 20 feet high, dude. And it would make the loudest sound you ever heard. Just bong. And we would laugh and roll and just, it's the greatest thing ever. And I was thinking about it. Like I was laying it that morning when I was laying in my bed, I was like, what a dickhead thing to do at 2:00 in the morning. Just banging on this thing up in the mountains, probably waking everybody up, dude. Probably waking up hundreds of people just like, what the hell is that noise, dude? What is that crazy banging sound going on? Boom! Just as hard and loud as we can, banging the gong, dude. Oh, me and my buddies, we used to, that was like our thing, dude, when we were just like, let's go bang the gong. Dude, what? Wow, dude. I think about it now. I'm surprised. And I guess it was probably because it was like one of those things, like no one knew where the sound was coming from. So no one came and stopped us ever, dude. Like no one ever pulled up onto us and was like, you guys are screwed, dude. Like no one ever stopped us, but it was so loud. I remember, I think we had a friend who was like, dude, you guys got to stop banging the gong, bro. I know it's, I've done it with you guys. It's crazy, dude. So it's just like, and that's like one of the dumb, simple, stupid tales. Just stupidity, dude, at its finest. Just no regards for anybody else's like sleeping or whatever. Just, no, I'm gonna ring the gong. Yeah, dude, no regard. Like I know exactly, no thought of doing anything except disturbing people. Like the whole intent of ringing the gong was to disturb everybody, dude. Like was just to be dicks, dude. Oh, dude. So like there's a point where sometimes I chuckle at it. Like I think sometimes I'm driving every now and then and I'm like, when am I gonna get egged? Like, you know what I mean? Like we used to egg people all the time, dude. Like egg them, dude. As you kids egg cars anymore, dude? Or is that a Mandela effect, dude? I don't know, dude. I was just thinking about all the stupid stuff I did as a kid. Man. I used to ride. Speaking of like you take your life, I used to ride on my friend's. Well, he was a full BMX dude. My friend Sean Stewart, dude, had one of those crazy, I want to say GMX or he had like the best like BMX bike, right? And we lived way up in the hills, dude. So we had to be, and they didn't have any brakes or anything. So we used to go, there used to be this little store in the mountains called La Tienda. We used to jam and do this like 5-mile hill bomb through the mountains. And I would sit on his handlebars with my feet on the peg, not pegs, not BMX pegs, just the bolts of the forks. And Sean was like a daredevil, dude. And so we would bomb the hill, no brakes, dude. Like regular, dude, no helmets, no nothing, dude. Just wow. I think about that sometimes. It gives me chills to think about. I'm like, dude, if anything had happened, we would have been dead, dude. We were going so fast. Constantly doing that. It's that funny when you see that meme they have of Gen X and it's the kids all laying under the jump with the kid on the Schwinn. That really was the way it was. Full just Lord of the Flies, man. All our parents were working, dude. Everybody was doing their thing, dude. We were just, man. I'm class of 87. So when Sean Stewart and I were bombing the hill, it was probably like 1980, something like that. Anyway, that's Sober Wednesday for y'all. That's not an anonymity story. That's just bro. That's childhood. But Sean Stewart, man, that dude's rad, dude. I wonder where that dude is right now, dude. He's one of those dudes, man. Either that dude's tamed out or he's under the ground, dude. That dude was taking no prisoners, man. That guy, dude. Oh, dude, I haven't thought about that guy in a long time, man. That guy was a renegade, dude. Oh, anyway, dude. So that's Sober Fridays for you, dude. We'll be back next Friday, 7:00, dude, because I ain't going back to that meeting, dude. No, sir, no how, no way. We'll do this. Yeah, dude. So with that said, good night. Godspeed, get sober, go to a meeting, turn yourself in, dude. It's going to be okay. Adios.